Test 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now? All right, rocking and rolling. Yeah. All right, got that figured out. Hopefully you guys now can see us on all the channels. I hope. Let me just fix one setting on my phone that I'm using as my monitor. Timeout. I don't want a timeout. Is there not an option for no timeout? But nope. Anyway, all right, Twitch looks good. We are back, yes sir. If you could let me know on the other platform as well, that would be fantastic. Twitch looks good. All right, rock and roll. All right, guys, let's get down to some nitty gritty here. My paper already dried out. What's that all about? What's all about? All right, let me. Okie dokie. All right. So, like I said, we're going to start off with. Oh, now it's upside down. How did my screen get upside down? Hold on. I know why I did. I know what I did. I flipped it. Stand by. Okay, that was quick. Boom, done. I had the camera rotated from previous settings. Aha. All right. All right. Mr. Nicholson, welcome to the show. All right, let's get this on. Enough fiddle-faddling around. We got better things to do. All right, we're starting off with Army Painter, Army Green, as y'all can see that. I hope. Yes. Does that look upside down? Huh. All right. I'll make sure I shake it up real good. And I do have a metal ball bearing in there. If you guys have not invested in ball bearings, I highly suggest getting some. I am Skullback, by the way, since everyone has probably forgotten. Oh. Well, alrighty, sir. And as nom de plume. Alright. So I'm going with the official Games and Gears Ichiban Synthetic. Lick my brush. Boy, that brush needs a cleaning. Holy moly, is it gunked up. Alright, well, that's going to get an ultrasonic cleaner and brush cleaner. I have really good brush cleaner from these guys as well. So we will definitely put those in there. Alright. I recently invested in a vortex mixture was made paint shaking drastically easier. How do those work? I've heard good and bad that they're not worth the investment. So I'd like to know. Alright, let me, so you can see my palette and the guys. As I thin out some of this paint. Alright, so we're going to hit all this equipment. Alright, this kind of sucks, to be honest with you. You know what I'm going to do? Stand by. Standing by. Alright. I can still paint. Oh, is this brush really fragged out? You know what? I can't even use this brush. It's so packed with paint. I don't know who used this last. Did I use that and leave it like that? Let me switch brushes real quick. I'm really embarrassed by that. My brushes should not look like that. Alright. We're going to go with the Adepticon Masters. Right here. Games and Gears, Adepticon Masters, Mark II. This is a #1 brush. Much better. Skovac says it works amazing for me. Big Jim says your gear has not passed field use. Nope, sure has not. Sure has not. So basically what I'm doing is the Marines. Sorry. It's because Jim was talking and I was thinking Marine. The Russians here are not camoed. They are just shades of green. So that is what they are getting. Remember, we're going tabletop standard here. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on a lot of this stuff. We're just getting it painted up. A little bit of water, believe it or not. Okay. So if you guys have questions, comments, concerns, moans, groans, please put them in the comments. Jim is moderating comments. We can see all platforms. Just so you know. All right, so that's one done. I know. Come on. I think I broke my Citadel paint holder, my handle. I think the spring or whatever's in there, rubber band. I haven't taken it apart to look, but. So again, we're doing blocking of colors. These minis have really nice details on them. And thin your paints so they dry faster. Now, I saw a video, and I don't know if people would, we could talk about paints and quality of the paint. Somebody on some YouTube channel, some miniature painter guy, who I've never heard of, who thinks he's a rock star, literally, of the painting world. I don't remember, Metal Minis or Mini, somebody like that. I don't know. He looks like somebody that lives in your mom's basement. We obviously we don't judge, but he just came across that way to me when I came across his channel. He's got a lot of people following him, and the first thing that came out of Dawn's mouth when she was watching one of the videos where the guy was showing off his painted collection was, those don't look that good. I've seen better, but to be fair, his did look really good. Dawn really compares other pro quote-unquote painters to what she saw when she was participating in Crystal Brush covering it for Adepticon. So when you go to a lot of these painting contests, it's really not fair to set the standard to the Crystal Brush. But then this guy said he entered Crystal Brush but didn't place, or felt like he felt like he wasn't judged fairly or something like that. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to him. But he also has some kind of video podcast where him and some other guy get on there, and they think they're like Howard Stern of the painting world. So, yeah. Are those modern Russians? Yes, they are. Is that the Dan Zdan? Mr. Dan Zdan, welcome to the stream, sir. Miss seeing your face. I miss celebrating things in your store. For you guys that don't know, that Dan is the former owner-operator of Dragstar Games in Batavia, Illinois. And that was our main go-to game store. That was our home base, if you will, for gaming. He had a great store. It was a really nice setup. It's just a shame, things happen. All right, there's two. Come on, baby. So we're going to put these, Marty found clear bases. So we're going to put these on clear bases. And because I like the clear bases. And that way you don't feel like you have to, you know, worry about your terrain in certain aspects. Come on. Yeah, see? Like, something got in there. Like, this one doesn't even want to move. Ugh. All right. So, clear bases it is. I like clear bases. Your minis seem to, you know, their feet, lower portions seem to just blend into the whatever terrain you got them on. And I like that. I like that a lot. So, getting back to Dan, we met Dan when his store first opened. God, I don't remember what year that was, Dan. A long time ago, you know, and it was a family operated. His dad was involved. His sons were always there. You know, we watched his sons grow up, you know, and it was a good place to go. We helped him create a couple of silly videos for, I think we did what? Wild West Exodus, Flames of War. We did Star Wars Armada. Star Wars Armada is probably my favorite video because we made Darth Steve. I was really able to get into some special effects, video effects. So they're up there on the Dragster Games store YouTube channel. It's still alive. So they're around. All right. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. You know what? Marty says we need 6 for this scenario, so we're going to paint 6 and see how far we get. Let me block off the rest of these guys. Make sure you thin your paints. Thin your paints. And I'm just lightly, you know, thin down Army Painter green. Oh, what I was getting to, sorry, I got tangented there. So this metal wizard mini painter dude was really kind of trashing Army Painter paints. He didn't like them. He doesn't think the pigments are good, you know. And granted, some paints have better quality and better pigment count than others. You know, you get what you pay for in most cases. Sometimes I think some paints are way overpriced and they're not any better than other paints. That's my personal opinion. I would say that my personal opinions do not reflect the opinions of the Sitrep podcast, but since I am the Sitrep podcast, well, I'm the leader of it, supposedly. I am 6. That's my opinion. No, it's everybody has their own paints that they really like using or they work with and they're comfortable with. I don't think one paint's really necessarily bad over others. Now, there are some cheaper paints that I've not had success with, but let me go to the messages here real quick. Let's see. Chris Long's in the house. Dan said Modern Russians. You can install that new paint mixer on your new Japanese battleship, Rasmus. What battleship? I want Russians, Chris says. Chris, these are the original casts. I got these years ago, 2, 3 years ago. Whenever the Kickstarter first started, that Adepticon right after they announced the Kickstarter is when I got these. These came from Phalanx Consortium as, you know, demo models. So, let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only need one more. All right, we're going to go with this guy. All right, we'll get him painted up. Let me see what else. Let's see. Yes, Modern Russians. Modern Russians are like World War II Germans. You always need at least some. You always need more. You always need enemies for your forces. True. Dan says, what's up? Chris, I think that's the Miniature Maniac. He is a twat waffle. Oh, Miniature Maniac. Yeah, that's him. The guy that, you know, looks, you know, thinks he's all hot shit. And I mean, again, I don't want to bash him, but I don't know the guy. He might be the nicest guy in the world, but I don't know. When you're skimming across things on YouTube and you come across, I mean, there's probably people think that we're a bunch of old dorks, but I'm cool with that. I was a dork in high school. I was a dork in the Army. I was a dork, my entire life. I'm cool. People think I'm a dork. I'm cool with that. But yeah, the way he came off, it just was off-putting to me. That's all. Like I said, I know some of the most world-famous painters, miniature painters. Angel Haraldes is one that comes to my mind. He was, somebody I've known and admire very much. Also know Dustin Rhodes. Dawn stalks him at shows. She is his stalker. She likes to Dustin Rhodes. She admires his painting style. I think it's the British accent. Right, Jim? The British accent? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We're golden there. All right. Let me clean my brush. Be real, it's not that you don't have 3 other paint handles. I don't actually have any paint handles. I'm going back to using pill bottles. I just got to get some blue tack or use hot glue until I can buy some more. They're out of stock on Amazon. 2013. Oh, is that when it opened? What glue are you using to use the glue the Russians to the clear bases? Just super glue. Just regular super glue. I've had bad Vallejo and bad Army Painter paint. It happens batch to batch. I agree. Marty Schaefer, do you want some tanks, trucks, extra? I have extra. Sweet, I'm liking how the new sculpts looked. He's not lying. He's always been a dork. Thanks a lot, Marty. Dan, if you're interested, bud, we're doing some gaming. We're going to do Ultracombat Modern playtest. Well, we're filming if you want to get in on it, at our new studio location there in Aurora. I don't know what your schedule's like and stuff, but we always could use a very experienced player. So, all right. So I've got that down. We're going to go with some black. I'm going to use flat black from Scale 75. I really like Scale 75 paints. They're a tad costly, but their colors, they really pigment their colors. They're really deep, good colors. Really deep. The only problem with them is you really got to shake them. Oh, come on. Yeah. See how thick that is? I don't have to... All right. Let's see there, sir. Okay, we're going to paint up some WEPs. Now, these are modern AK-74 types, so they are black. They just get a coat of black. This is how we used to paint shit before there was paint handles and cork and pill bottles. You just put it in your hand and you painted it. Back in the day, you just picked it up and you painted it. None of this fancy, wimpy stuff. That's what my daddy would say. When I was sitting there at the table with him. Hey, look at that. He didn't get... Oh, no, I'll fix that. No big deal. Bent barrel. When we were painting hundreds, and I mean literally hundreds of American Civil War lead figures, and I mean lead, because my dad and my uncle cast their own, so we could play American Civil War, and I want to say it was either 20 or 28 mil. I couldn't tell you which one, to be honest with you. I don't have any of the minis anymore to compare them to or go back to, unfortunately. I honestly don't know where they went. I don't know what my dad did with them, but we cast all hundreds and painted hundreds of those damn things. So, bear with me on the comments. Jim and Marty and everybody's online, so they can catch you up on anything if you have questions. What do you guys think of our new slogan? Huh? Where war gamers go to make history. Isn't that awesome? It just came up to me one day when I was getting ready for work. I think of the weirdest stuff when I'm, you know, in the zone of getting ready to go to work, to my boring real life job. My job is not that exciting anymore, unfortunately. I chose the life of comfort and safety over adventure and danger. It pays a little better, though, I have to admit. There's that. Okay, doke. All right, let me catch up on some things here. All right. Chris Long sounds awesome. Dan, anytime I would love to play. Marty Schaefer, I will PM you. Replying to Chris Long, hell yes. All right. So, Jim, what is the next scenario or playtest we've got to do for Sabo? What's the full name? I'm terrible with names lately. What's the full name of the game that we played on Sundays? Battle Saber Sabo? Battle... Oh, hell. Let's see. Marty says, if he remembers correctly, they were 28 mil. Do you remember all those minis we had on the basement floor at the house? When my dad and Uncle Bob and everybody got together to play that game? And you guys, at that time, thought we were just a bunch of dorks. You were too cool for miniatures back then, if I recall correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the other one? Right here. Let's see. After going back to the paint storage, it have to have had it through its life also matter. All right. So Dan, I haven't heard from you in a while. What are you up to these days? Are you still D&D'ing, wargaming? So if you guys haven't heard, we're going to be broadcasting live from Little Wars in the end of April. It's going to be a very small convention this year here in Illinois at the Lombard Hilton. No, Sheridan, Radisson, one of those companies. It's where Adepticon used to be held years ago before they moved up to Schaumburg when they outgrew this place. All right, so those are done. I'm going to let those dry up a little bit. And let's see what we got going on in the chats. I think I'm actually caught up. I think. Yeah, I think I'm always caught up. So what projects you're up to? Lombard Weston. Thank you, Martin. So, you know, if you can't make it, check us out live as we do. We're going to broadcast probably late Friday after we set up, just for an hour or two. And then we'll be at it Saturday for probably 5-6 hours most. Like I said, it's a real small convention. It's only going to take up, I think, the grand ballroom. If that. So, you know, I need a 10. I need a ton. Yes, we want the khaki. So I'm going to go with khaki. This will be their boots. I was going to do Iraqi sand, but you know what? I think I'm actually going to go with Iraqi sand. The reason being is when I do a wash on them, it'll darken up. So, let's see. Dan says, D&D every other Sunday, playing Adeptus Titanicus, Warcry, and Rangers of Shadow Deep. So, I still have my Adeptus Titanicus set we bought at Adepticon 2 years ago. Rasmus, remember seeing that? I bought it for my grandson. It's still in the box. We looked at it. It's really cool looking. Haven't done anything with it. Warcry, I don't really have any interest in. Rangers Shadow Deep, I definitely have interest in. I have the collector's book of Rangers of Shadow Deep. The green leather hardback one. Oh, that came out really thin. That is a game. And one of our projects that we're going to be doing here shortly is we're going to be doing a one-day table build. So, Dan, if you're interested in helping with that, because 4 people would probably be ideal for what I have planned, because we are going to be doing a North American wooded table for Savage Frontiers Muskets and Tomahawks. So it's going to be a wooded table, you know, the North Woods. So there'll be a lot of trees, you know, evergreens and other trees, and you know there's going to be a running stream with a little bit of a waterfall and a couple game trails, and you know we're going to all do this in one day. And this is not just, you know, throw a mat on a table with some styrofoam. No, we're going to be doing sculpting and painting and flocking and everything. 24, you know, one full day. So we're going to say we're going to start at like 8 a.m. and finish at 8 p.m. You know, so 12 hours. So that's the plan, at least. So we're going to be, once we get through Ultracombat Modern, we'll sit down and do a show on the design. And then we're going to set a day, and we're going to film the table build. And then obviously we'll edit it down. I would like to do it at a show. I think that would be really cool, wouldn't it? Battle Carry Sable. Thank you. For some reason, see, like the chat does not show on Twitch. That is weird. Why is it not showing on Twitch? Because it's saying here I'm connected. Sitrep Podcast connected on Twitch. Connected and connected. That is weird. I don't know. We must be having some kind of issues. Let's see here. So again, I'm just using some Iraqi sand for their tan boots. Because I think I'm going off. I went off a picture in the rule book of the Russians. Now again, people are looking at this going, "That looks like shit, man. That's sloppy as hell." When I tidy it all up, it'll look mucho better. You don't believe me? Remember what the Americans, U.S. soldiers looked like, and now look at them. Boom, baby. Look at that. And that's one of our African-American soldiers. So that's what they look like. Like I said, I can get this whole squad painted up in less than 2 hours. So I'm going to just paint these up in, you know, very rapid time here. Oops, so I totally missed that one. See, I can't fix total misses. All right. That one's done. Those are done. I'm just going to paint over anything that didn't, you know, as you thin your paints, you miss some coverage. That one had a bad cast on the inside of the foot there. I don't know if you can see it, but the casting here is missing. So half of his foot is theoretically not there. It's like a big bubble happened in the cast. Either in the actual mold or when they poured the metal, a bubble got there. So that's all right. It's not so noticeable with this one, just because of this foot here too. Has it as well. But again, guys, these are the original sample casts from 2 years ago. So if you're waiting on your Kickstarter or looking to pick these up, these are going to be much better than what I have here. Much better. Just keep that in mind. Whoops. All right. So I'm doing block colors. We're just doing a tabletop standard. I'm not trying to win a contest. You know, one of Dan's, he had these painting contests once in a while at the shop, and he does amazing stuff. You should have seen his Kings of War army he did. It was amazing. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is done. All right. No chat on Twitch. I'm having latency issues on Twitch as well, but that might be my interwebs at the house. Interesting. I'm going to have to soak my brushes and clean them up. They're getting paints down in a ferrule. Every once in a while, you got to soak them in paint cleaner. I have this really nice brush soap that I use once in a while. I haven't done it in a while, but you can use that. And then I actually have a liquid here somewhere. It's a purple bottle of a brush cleaner that you soak your brushes in. And I'll just put that in my ultrasonic cleaner. All right, we've got them blocked out. So now I'm going to go ahead and start my first wash. I'm going to wait real quick second here for them to dry the boots so we don't do that. But the wash I'm going to use is Military Shader. If nothing else, Army Painter makes amazing shades and washes. So give it a light shake. You don't want to get bubbles in it because it's, you know, it's like a lacquer, a varnish. So, and then I'm going to just pour a good lumping on here. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but right there, I'm going to give me a good dollop. And then I'm going to switch over to Mr. Taylor's in the house. Welcome, Mr. Taylor, to the show. If you guys are on Twitch and we're not seeing you, I apologize. I'm not sure what's going on with Twitch tonight. Could be just this flip over we had. All right, so I'm going to get my brush really, really wet. And we start and we just smother them in this. So anywhere where there's uniform clothing, give them a good dousing. Now, I've heard people say, you know what, washes is cheating. You're not really highlighting. You're not really blah, 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 blah. You know what I say to that? Kiss my ass. Use the tools in your arsenal. All right. Give them a good dosing. A wash. Make sure his boots are dry. And going down. I'm going to do their faces last because a lot of them are wearing masks. So the faces are easy. Now I noticed on a couple of these guys, the primer didn't get all the spots. But you know what? That's actually okay. Why is that okay, you may be asking? Because it's going to add some highlights and tone differences to uniforms and make them look worn. Because if think about it, if you guys are in combat, you know, unless you're fresh off of, you know, basic training or something, if you've been in combat for a while, your uniforms are not going to be spotless. They're not going to look brand new, unless you're a Marine, I guess. I don't know. Marines, they, you know, they're kind of finicky about their uniforms and stuff. But, you know, us regular grunts, we just got what we got, and we go with it. Twitch to what YouTube works, YouTube to Twitch does not. That is weird. All right, so let's see what we got going on here. I'm catching up. Test on Twitch appears on YouTube. Are you still being Florida man, or are you back in Chi-Town? Unfortunately, I'm back in Chi-Town for at least now. We are making plans for to be better prepared for our next move back to Florida, but it is going to happen. The climate here in Illinois, and I'm not talking only the actual physical weather climate, but the political climate and life in general, sucks. And they've just made it worse. So we are definitely looking to DD Mao out of Illinois. Let's see. Jim says test on YouTube appears on Twitch. I use mini wax wood stain for my wash. I heard that. You know, you can use a lot of different ones. But yeah, mini wax. You know, honestly, I don't know if this is true or not, but essentially what I was told by one individual in the business is that Army Painter's tones, the actual shades, the light tone, dark tone, is basically, you know, wood varnish. That's what it is. So, which is very possible because I've seen people, you know, with their homemade remedies, and they use wood varnish. Because if you look at a can, you know, not to say, I'm not saying anything bad against Army Painter. I like their stuff. If you look at an actual can of the stuff, you know, get a quart can, or whatever measurement it comes in, it does look just like varnish stain. And, you take your mini, you dip it, the old dip and shake method. So to get the excess off. So yeah. All right. That's done. Couple more to go here. So yeah, just give them a good coating of the Army shade, military shade, right? Military shade, yeah, military shader from Army Painter, and let that work in. Okay, one more. Hey Marty, I haven't looked at the scenario. Please tell me nobody needs a bigger weapon than a squad weapon. Like an RPG guy. Please. Because I don't have any. They didn't give me any RPG guys. I'd have to look in the box to see if I even add some kind of whatever their version of a M249 is. Their squad assault weapon. So, all right, first wash is complete. Sit, boo boo, sit. It's a TV show. All right, let's go. Taylor, I just did some bolt action and Spectre stuff. Excellent. What Spectre stuff are you working on? Speaking of Spectre stuff, we're gonna have a really nice prize for our when we hit 500 subscribers. Really nice. Agree on Chi-Town, the new Detroit. You got that right. Yeah, the Army Painter dip mini wax is cheaper for me. I believe it. Wait until you see when we make our own modeling compound. Instead of having to buy the stuff, what's it called now? Oh my god, I totally forgot. I only bought 25 pounds of it. But yeah, we're going to show you guys how to make your own. Is the wash glossy? They can be. Some of the Army Painter stuff can be glossy. The Army Painter shades are not glossy unless you don't shake them. Not always. The tones can be glossy. Jim says the RSA or the Russian RPK. Thank you, RPK. For some reason, I could not think of RPK. Broadstone, howdy everybody. Wow, we got a full house tonight. Nope, don't need RPG. Don't want a saw. You do want a saw MG of some sort. Shh. I have an MG. I have a saw for the Americans. I don't have one for the Russians. Hold on, though. We can pull them out. I got them right here. Springtime's in the house. Man, we got a party going on tonight. That's an American. All right, let's look at these Russians here. That's an AK. Oh, sniper weapon. There's sniper. Oh, there it is, right there. RPK, right there. Damn it. So, do I need an RPK for the Russians? So, you need to let me know what I need so I make sure I have the right models that I have to paint up. I guess I could just look at the book. Man, we got a full house tonight. Some African militia with flip-flops and some tier 1s, I think. Also, some full battle rattle Canadians. Yeah, full battle rattle. You definitely got to have the full battle rattle. We highly recommend the full battle rattle. I was just trying to find them, but I have a whole bunch of full battle rattle minis. I do. Yeah, I got a ton of full battle rattle minis that I picked up from Alex from Adepticon. I don't know where I got them right now, but I have them around here. Really nice models. Really nice. I painted up. Need for the Ruskies, we can proxy if needed. Snipers have more fun. If you were asking some very good questions, making some very good insightful comments on Spring to me, I couldn't keep up with them while running the game and beating Bill. Ha! You didn't beat me! Well, you kind of did. You beat me in morale victory. Let's go with that. A morale victory. Alright, so, the first tone's down. Looking pretty good. So, what I want to do now, it's still a little wet there. Let me... I met Alex at Hot Lead some years back. He's awesome. Yes, he is. Do the RPK if you want to play one. What do you mean? I'm not playing the Russians. You're playing the Russians. I ain't playing no communists. Screw that. All right. We'll go ahead and get this guy painted. So we're going to do some... I'm going to paint up some black here. Going to do another first color highlight. And I'm going to go with Commando Green. Is it just me, or is the 1970s to 1992 time frame more interesting? Now, Bill, that's it. Right. We pride ourselves on our objectivity. Oh, yeah, I'm being objective. In what frame do you mean 70s and 92? Just in general? In the military scheme of things? Yeah. Could be. Could be. Alright, we're going to go with a dry brush here, and I'm going to use the Signature Series by Games and Gears, and this is a detail dry brush. Okay. Let me get a paper towel. Oh, Jim, I wanted to show you something. Look what I printed. That was the first round. I used translucent green resin. I don't know if you can see those. And then I printed it with the actual gray resin. Bada bing, bada boom. Jim knows what those are for. I found a set online that you can print. So I downloaded the STL files and printed up my counters. So I got to finish printing up the whole set, but I've got me a set for Battle Group. All right. So I'm going to load my brush. Okay. And smack them. Smack them, rack them, mark them. Watched Firebirds the other night. Well, I watched I don't know if you guys ever seen Mover Ruins movies. Mover's a former, well, I think he still flies. He's a fighter pilot who does stuff now, and he made fun of Firebirds the other night, which saddened me to no end because I love that movie. I mean, it's cheesy as hell. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, it was the Army's quote-unquote answer to Top Gun. Nowhere near the quality or awesomeness of Top Gun, but you gotta love the Tommy Lee Jones. He plays a good warrant officer in that movie. I grew up with a warrant officer in the family. My dad was a warrant officer. He's a helicopter pilot. And Tommy Lee Jones in a lot of ways, and that character reminds me of my dad back in the day. I grew up with a living legend, you know, and I don't say that lightly. My dad is a living legend in the police world and in the military world, and I can tell you stories. One being, when I was a kid, my dad was in the Army Reserves, and where we lived was on the far east side of Aurora, Illinois, and at the time, it was a subdivision surrounded by fields, and one day, my mom got a phone call from somebody, I'm not even sure who it was that called her, and said, you need to go pick up your dad because he's going to be late for work. Because he was at reserves flying, and he had to go to work at the police department. And so my mom went to jump in the car, but she only drove out of the subdivision to the big field right across the street from our subdivision, basically by our house, and parked there. And I'm like, what the heck? So, you know, of course, all the kids. And then all of a sudden you hear a Huey. You know, I grew up at Fort Riley with my dad flying, you know, when he was on active duty. So I know what a Huey sounds like. And it was low and it was loud. If you've ever seen movies with Hueys, if you've never been around an actual Huey, you know that sound. And lo and behold, over the trees comes this Huey, really low, treetop level, and it lands in the field. And it's, the grass was tall. And out of the field comes my dad in full flight gear, helmet, visor down, all that good stuff. And then you see the helicopter take off right behind him. You think it was like a scene from a movie. It was so cool. And all the neighborhood kids were there. I'm like, yeah, that's my dad. That's how he, made sure he wasn't late for work. So, yeah. That was just one story. So, Marty could tell you it was a living legend. He's kind of a nut job now, but I think he breathed too many jet fuel or A fuel or some fuel. Avgas, I don't know what, but he's kind of a nut job now. But no, he's a cool guy. Unfortunately, age has caught up with him, and like it does with everybody. But yeah, living legend. Let's see, catching up. Let's see, Jim, you should likely have the collection of dog hairs in a book tomorrow. By the way, did not rat around the boot of the car for a long time. There's no statute of limitations on human suffering. Your dad was a badass back in the day. Nice, thanks for asking. I have a package disinfectant before I open it. Juries don't fly. They beat the air into submission. That's right. If we are looking for a Soviet-Russian comparison to the M249 SAW, it depends on whether you're looking for a caliber comparison. Hueys. RPD was that before the M249. RPKs? I don't know. All right, so I dry brushed him. Gave him a good dousing. Now, it's not the best dry brush. And again, I'm just doing standards here. Tabletop. Let's get them on the table. Color on them. They look halfway decent. Yes, it's a very bright green, but it's going to tone down. I promise you. I promise. So just work at it. Think of your color combos. Look at your, details. And go from there. One more. Load up that brush. Clean it off. And go for it. Okay. Looks good. All right, we'll let that sit a second. Let me clean my brush. The closest caliber is the 5.45 RPK. The closest belt fed format is the 7 PKM, but the larger caliber makes it more like an M60. Oops, I dropped my brush. I dropped my brush. All right, put him away. All right, so now I'm going to leave that brush out. I'm going to leave these brushes here. Okay, so we've used the base color. We went with, where is it now? Where is it now? Right here. Nope, that's commando green. I went with the military green, wherever it went. So what we're going to do now is let that dry. Okay. And then I'm going to go back over with the next, which is going to really brighten it up. Okay, Scaly Hide, really bright green. All right, I'm going to use just a standard dry brush now from Games and Gears. It's a little bit bigger coverage. Get that loaded. Get most of the color off. Now this is going to throw everybody for a loop because it's like chocolate chip mint green. we go. Gives it a nice coloring. So here's a comparison before and after. I don't know if you guys can see that too well. Unfortunately, I'm sorry if the camera doesn't pick it up well. And we'll go to the next one. Load up my brush, clean it, and whammo. People are going, oh my God, what are you doing to that guy? Don't worry. Don't you worry now. Okay. Get him real good. Next. Clean off the brush. Hit it. Again, speed. It's all about speed and making it look presentable on the table. Think about your color palettes. Think about shading. And honestly, that's the nice thing about these washes and stains and things like that. You know, it helps. And you can even put it on the rifle as wear. See how it comes out as brings out the see how it brings out the wear? So you know, non-metallic metallics. Put it on the weapon. Boom, boom. Because it's not overly green. It has more of a grayish tone, silverish tone against the black. So, it, you know, there you go. Like that. All right. Load up my brush again. Clean it. All right, let's see. Give him a good brushing. Bring out as much detail as you can. The nice thing is this color's so sublime. It works with whatever shade you got, you know, the deeper greens, the tanner greens, the browner greens. You know, it really helps highlight all that. And then just a light on the weapon. Bada bing, bada boom. One more. And then we're good with this color. All right, load up that brush. And we'll be, ooh, wait. There's a pocket of paint there. I don't know how I missed that one. Let me get most of that off of there. Okay. All right. Now, I just got to do a little bit of black touch up, and then we'll go to the next step. And we're almost done, believe it or not. I've got to do some webbing, another wash, and then their skin, and we're good. All right, so I'm going to go back to my scale 75. Give it a good shake. I have a paint shaker, the Robart paint shaker, but I broke the band. So I have this thing, if you can see that. I just have to replace the band. I just haven't gotten to them. They're stored away somewhere, so I gotta get them out. There we go. All right. Let's put some black down. Look at that. Jeez. So that's really thick, and I'm not happy with the water. So what I'm going to do is, I have some here. I'm going to use a little airbrush thinner. Well, I was going to use airbrush thinner, but as you can see, there's none left in the Vallejo bottle. It's dead. It's a dead cowboy. All right, dead soldier. All right, so I do have more. actually. Let me go to my drawer. Alright. I have some airbrush reducer thinner, flow improver. Ooh, is that one not open? Is that a brand new bottle? No, it's... This stuff just got in the way. Yucky. Alright. Sometimes this works a little better than water. Alright. I'll use the number 3 brush to get it thinned out. Next, yeah, it's much better. Much, much better. Alright. Alright. Alright, I'll go back to my number 1 brush. Boy, these brushes really need a wash. Alright. So there's little bands. Wow, that brush is really... You know what? I'm going to switch over. These brushes need to be cleaned badly. I'm going to leave those out. Go to my collector's, my master series. And I'm just doing some quick detail work. It's nothing big. And they're getting black gloves. Okay. Just got to do this webbing here. And like I said, it doesn't take long just to throw a little bit of mani detail on these. Black gloves. It's probably barehanded, but you know, these days everybody's wearing tack gloves, so we're just going to give everybody tack gloves. Fair enough? Fair enough. Okay. All right. Look at his knees. That bent one is really can't see any detail. That one, there's barely any detail on that strap there. We just mark a little mark. Give it a little mark. I could have gone with tan gloves, or what did I use on the original guy? And it looks like I gave him tan gloves. Oh well. Oh well. It is what it is. Okay. All right. Again, we're just giving them good solid paint. You can see his straps there. See his straps there. The webbing. And back here. Okay. Like I said, these are not going to win any painting contest. I could spend hours and hours on one guy. And they rightfully deserve, you know, a really awesome paint job. But we want to play, and we want to show people that, you know, that you can play and paint your guys in no time flat, because I've been on roughly an hour actual time after our technical difficulties, and I'm almost done with 6 guys. Almost. Okay. All right, on to the third to last step. Oh, my brushes are getting a good soaking. All right, so now we bring out this bad boy. Rob T's in the house. Hello, Rob. Welcome to the show. Everybody knows what this is. Everybody should have this in their arsenal of painting. A little nun oil. This is one of the few things I truly, truly love from Citadel Games Workshop. It works wonders. And we give a good dosing. Now all that really bright green stuff will come out as highlights. So what you're doing is you're just going over, giving it a good coating. And then if you see big pooling areas, you're going to come back with your brush and take care of it. Just dab it. Like so. And we'll just let them dry. Just cover the whole mini. Get a good coverage. This will help tone down everything and it helps blend everything together. And then the last thing we'll do is his skin. I like to do those last if possible. That way, you know, you don't accidentally paint over part of your faces with stuff. And with the nun oil, if you go over it, oh, I forgot these guys have goggles on, so we'll have to take care of that, but that'll be easy. He's got a bandana on, it looks like. Bakavalala. You can get this nice and covered. You can throw a little bit on the weapon. Not too much. You don't want to kill your highlights, so just wipe it off, you know, so it's not pooling. But boom, that'll dry really nice. It'll bring out all the detail, all that bright green that we brought in, the mint green. It's going to tone down a little bit, but it'll show up real nice. So just give it a good smothering. Some minis you're going to want to target wash, and some you're just going to give a good coverage. And like these, just go over it, soak up any excess anywhere. You don't want it to pool too badly. And there you go. One more. And these guys are, that step is done. Going back around. All right, they're done. Nun oil's completed. All right. So, I gotta let those dry. So those guys are gonna actually dry probably a little while. So, guys, that's pretty much gonna wrap up the stream for tonight. Like I said, all I have to do is faces, and I mean it's hot under this lamp, but these would probably be dry in another 10 minutes or so, and I can finish on. So we're gonna call it at that, and I'm gonna let them finish up. But there you go. Well, you know what? I can do his goggles. I can do his goggles. We're gonna go with no, I was gonna go with that, but that's not what I want. Where is it? Turbo Dork. We're gonna go with Turbo Dork's Daba D for their lenses. Give it a good shake. I don't know why my screen. Ben's in the house too. Look at everybody's in there tonight. Hello, everybody. There's a little bit of that stuff. Of the Turbo Dork. I don't even remember where I got that from right there. I gotta rearrange my paints. Sorry, I was gonna show you my paint racks, but I got the way the camera's set up, I can't really move it around. Alright, so he's got goggles on right there. So I need a little bit of water. And boom. It's like Oakley's. Let's see, has he got goggles on? Yes, he does. Boom. What's the Russian equivalent of Oakley's? I was going to do a smoky gray one, but I don't think I have one in Turbo Dark. You know what? I do. I do. Oh, well. Too late now. I said I was going to wrap up the show, but they're already dry. It's so hot under these lamps. It's like baking them. All right. Let's see. There is a full house. You betcha. The detail you guys get on these figures is amazing. Well, thank you, Ben. All right. Skin. I must go with some skin. Skin. We must have a ghost in the house because my door keeps opening. I was going to go with some contrast yellow. This makes really good skin color, believe it or not. This Nazdrag yellow is a really good skin tone if you have the contrast paints. I invested in the whole collection when they first came out because Gaz made me. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. That's really dark. Yeah, it's a little too dark. I'm going to have to go with the lighter color. There's a lighter one. Ooh, that's orange. I don't want the orange. Hold on. I have more. Where is it? Where is it? No, that's powders. Get over there. Where's my fleshy fleshes? Where's my fleshy fleshes? I had other flesh. Dawn has it over there? No, I don't see it. Alright, well, then we're just going to go with elf skin tone. Boom. Game Air, elf skin tone. Already thinned. Don't really have to do much to it tonight. Jim is working on ancients. Chinese ancients. It's an ancient Chinese secret. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. You guys can shoot me later. Could not help myself. All right. It's one. We'll retouch this one up. Two. Jim did a great series on Battle System. This one's got a mask on, so we'll just get his neck. For Battle System on Beast of War a while back, didn't you, Jim? Shoot. I did a boo-boo. Nobody will tell. Last one. Okay. That's all I got to do for that. That's all I got to do for that. So I noticed these guys look really great. Highlighting came out really well. The only difference is the original guy's helmet is much more greener than these guys. But you know what? I actually like that. That's fine. He'll be our leader. He got newer stuff. Alright, so now I just got to do a flesh wash. And these guys are done. We'll be done. Hour and a half. How about that? Looks like he actually has a... Yeah, who cares? It is what it is what it is. I just wiped that on my sponge, and that was no bueno. No, I don't have your RPK guy in there. I'm going to have to paint him. I got to prime him first. Oops. Now look what you did. Maybe you distracted me. And I almost put the wrong paint on here. You know what? I'm going to throw this on his boots, too. See if I can make them a little bit more browny. There we go. I like that. That looks much better. Yeah, that works much better. I like that a lot. That was the original guy. He just got it too. All right. Yep. Brown up his boots. Bring out some of the red in it. Perfect. That looks good. All right. Nice. Perfect. Okay. Brown up his boots. Perfect. Okie dokie. Did we get him? Yes, we did. That's it. I'm bringing Megs and artillery. Whatever. I'm bringing B-52s. So there. Want to be that way about it. Alright guys, all done. 6 guys in an hour and a half. Start to finish. All done. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me catch up on any chats I may have missed. We had a full house tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. It was an awesome show. Marty, I'll work on an RPK guy. So, yeah. Very cool. Alright, guys. I'll do a quick... You know what? To be fair, let me do this. I'm trying to get it. As I can see, our LED light that the camera's close to is out of sync. That's why you're getting the bars across, but there you go. Like I said, it's not going to win any competitions, but you got guys painted, you got some shading on them, you got some highlighting, you know, they're good to go. Ready to rock and roll. All ready to rock and roll. It was cool to watch. Thanks, Dan. Dan, PM me, bud. Let's get something going, okay? Love to have you part of the team. I think you'd bring some great insight from the industry from your point of view. So let's chat. To everybody else out there, I want to thank you. I really did not expect the turnout we had, but man, what a great turnout tonight. So make sure you catch us this weekend. It's Podcast Sunday, so we'll be recording Sunday morning. We have a special guest. We have, hold on. I want to make sure I get my information correct. Where are you? 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 No. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm sorry. I totally lost. Oh, it's in my emails. Hold on. Bear with me just 1 second. I want to make sure I get his name right. Brad Sanders. He's been working on the Bob Mac 3D Kickstarter. The Bob Mac 3D Kickstarter is making some really awesome prints. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully, maybe. No, of course not. But we'll post up links and stuff on the podcast. But he'll be on the podcast on Sunday. He's doing an M551 Sheridan. So, yeah. Awesome stuff. So, he'll be on the show with us Sunday. So, that'll go out Sunday afternoon. Jim, what do you have on? On Sunday. Do we have gaming going Sunday? I don't know why you're seeing those upside down. That's so weird that the screen, when I flipped, I guess I should have flipped it the other way. I don't know what's. Anyway. So, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you catch our show on Sunday. Be on the lookout for our play through of Ultracombat Modern. The first scenario is we give you our thoughts and opinions on the rules and how to play. Colin has been putting out erratas left and right to address issues that have been coming up. So, give a guy a break. I mean, some people have been a little harsh on him, he's doing the best he can. He's a one-man operation. He's got some help, but, it's mostly him. So that's what we're here for, and to help out everybody and promote the hobby. So for the entire command team, I want to thank you very much for joining us tonight, and I hope we see you soon in the next show. Take care, everybody.